Have you ever wondered if someone crossed your path for a reason? Not just in love, but in friendship, business, or even those random encounters that feel anything but random. Hi, today in this video, we are going to explore exactly why certain people enter your life at the perfect moment and how to tell if they are truly aligned with your purpose or simply a lesson in disguise. It's like they show up exactly when you need them most, almost as if the universe had a hand in it. But how do you really know if that person is meant to be part of your life's journey or just passing through? CarlJung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, didn't believe in random chance. To him, the people who enter your life are not accidents, they are reflections of something happening deep within you, even if you are not fully aware of it yet. He called this phenomena synchronicity, those uncanny moments when the internal and external worlds align so perfectly that it feels almost magical. Have you ever thought about someone who had not seen in years and suddenly they call you to the meeting very next day, or met a stranger who seemed to understand you better than people you have known for years? Jung believed that moments like these are not coincidences, they are signs, clues, messages from unconscious mind nudging you toward the people and experiences that will shape your growth. The truth is, most of us spend our lives thinking we are making choices based on logic and reason. But beneath it all, the unconscious is hard at work, guiding us toward exactly what we need, whether it's healing, a challenge to overcome, or a connection that will help us become more of who we are meant to be. So the real question is not why did the person show up? It is what part of me called them into my life. And once you begin to understand that, the patterns in your relationship will never look the same again. So how do you know if a connection is real or just an illusion created by unmet needs and hidden fears? Jung believed that every relationship you experience acts as a mirror, reflecting back the parts of yourself you are either embracing or avoiding. If you find yourself constantly shrinking, hiding pieces of who you really are, or molding yourself to meet someone else's expectation, that's not a real connection. That is survival mode disguised as love, friendship, or partnership. With the right person, whether it's a friend, a mentor, or a life partner, there is no ongoing battle between who you are and who you feel you have to be. You don't have to negotiate your values just to stay close. You feel seen, you feel accepted, flaws and all. And most importantly, you feel free to keep growing into the most authentic version of yourself. Jung called this the process of individuation, the journey of becoming whole, of peeling away the mask society tells you to wear, and embracing your truest self. And here is the secret. When you are on the path of individuation, you naturally begin to attract people who resonate with your truth, not because they magically appear, but because you really finally have the clarity to recognize them and the courage to release those who no longer belong in your life. Think about it. How often have you held on a relationship that drained you, where love felt like a transaction and simply being yourself was never quite enough? That is not connection, that is attachment born from fear. Real connection doesn't demand that you betray your essence, it invites you to become more of who you already are. And when you feel that, when someone makes you feel fully alive without asking you to become someone else, that's when you know. Jung believed that your unconscious mind is always working toward balance. But when you ignore its messages, those signals don't just disappear, they get louder. At first, it is subtle. You might feel restless or uneasy around certain people, small moments of discomfort that you brush off as nothing. But left unchecked, that inner tension starts to seep into every part of your life. You feel drained after spending time with certain people, like your energy has been quietly stolen without you even noticing. You start waking up tired, no matter how many hours you sleep. Your body feels heavier, your thoughts become foggy, anxiety creeps in, motivation disappears, and sometimes it even manifests physically. Headaches, tightness in your chest, stomach pains you can't explain. These are not random symptoms. They are your mind and body waving a red flag, telling you something is off. You are out of alignment with the relationships you are holding on to. You are giving too much, receiving too little, and losing pieces of yourself in the process. And until you pause and listen, really listen, those signals will only grow stronger. Because here is the truth, your most meaningful connections will never leave you feeling empty. With the right person, you will experience a quiet kind of peace, a sense of ease. You will breathe deeper, sleep better, feel lighter. That is how you know you are aligned. Your nervous system doesn't lie, and neither does the quiet ache that asks you, is this really where I am meant to stay? We live in a world that teaches us to fear being alone. It whispers that solitude is a sign of failure, that if you are not constantly surrounded by people, something must be wrong with you. But what if that's the biggest lie you have ever believed? Jung taught that solitude isn't a punishment, it's a sacred space. A space where you finally stop chasing, stop performing, and start hearing the voice you have drowned out for so long. Your own, you ask yourself honestly. When was the last time you sat in silence without reaching for a distraction? Can you spend time with yourself and actually enjoy it? Or does the quiet feel of unbearable? Are you looking for someone to love you or someone to rescue you from the parts of yourself you are afraid to face? Because here is the truth most people don't want to admit. Until you learn to feel whole on your own, every relationship you enter will be built on need, not love. You will keep trying to fill the empty spaces with someone else's presence. And no matter how close they get, they will never be enough. But when you embrace solitude, something incredible happens. You stop searching for someone to complete you and start becoming the version of yourself you were always meant to be. The kind of person who doesn't need love to feel worthy, but who is fully open to receiving it when it comes. And that's when everything changes. Not because you finally found the right person, but because you realize you are the right person. So before you ask, when will the right one show up? Ask yourself this first. Am I the kind of person I would want to meet? Because the moment you become that version of yourself, the one who knows peace, who walks through life whole and unapologetically authentic, that's when the right people will find their way to you. And you will never have to chase them. Have you ever found yourself in a relationship where no matter how much you gave, it never felt like enough? You tried harder, you gave more of yourself, and yet you still felt unseen, unappreciated, like you were constantly chasing their approval. Jung would tell you that isn't about them, it is about you. This is the unconscious mind at work, projecting hidden beliefs onto the people around you. See, when there are parts of yourself you have not fully accepted, your fears, insecurities, feelings of unworthiness, those emotions doesn't just disappear, they show up in your relationships. You start attracting people who reflect back the very doubts you are holding deep inside. If deep down you believe you are not good enough, you will unconsciously draw in people who confirm that belief, not because they are bad people, but because your unconscious mind is always seeking to prove what it already believes to be true. This is projection in action. You look at others and see not just who they are, but the unhealed, unrecognized parts of yourself. Think about it. Have you ever felt overlooked, but deep down you struggle to see your own worth? Have you felt abandoned, but deep down you have emotionally abandoned yourself time and time again? Have you blamed others for not loving you enough while secretly withholding that love from yourself? These patterns are not here to punish you. They are here to wake you up until you face those unconscious beliefs, until you bring them into the light. You will keep living the same stories over and over again, calling it fate, wondering why nothing ever changes. But the moment you recognize the projection, you take back your power. You realize that healing doesn't start when someone else finally sees your worth. It starts when you do. And when that happens, everything shifts. You stop begging for scraps of affection. You stop settling for half hearted love because now you know what you accept within will always shape what you attract without. Picture this. You are standing in front of two doors. One is familiar, worn. Its handle fits perfectly in your hand because you have opened it 1,000 times before. Behind it lies everything that you have known: comfort, predictability, and yes, the same pain, the same disappointments, the same unfulfilling patterns. And then there is other door, untouched, unknown. Its handle feels foreign beneath your fingers. Behind it, uncertainty, change, the terrifying possibility that lives could be different, better or worse. You don't know for sure. Most people, when faced with these two doors, choose the familiar one. Why? Because even if it hurts, even if it keeps them trapped in cycles of frustration and heartbreak, at least they know what is behind it. And the unknown? That is far scarier than any pain they have learned to live with. Jung believed that this is the great human tragedy. We would rather suffer the familiar than risk the discomfort of transformation. But here is what no one tells you. Every time you choose the old door, you are not just choosing the past. You are rejecting your future. You are telling the universe, I am not ready, I am not worthy. I will stay here where it's safe, even it slowly breaks me. But if you are brave enough to reach for that new door, something changes. Yes, it terrifies at first. Yes, it will challenge every belief you have held about who you are and what you deserve. But beyond that door is freedom. It's the life you keep saying you want, the one filled with authentic connections, peace, and the kind of love that doesn't demand you to lose yourself to keep it. The question is, are you willing to endure temporary discomfort for the chance at lasting joy? Or will you keep choosing what is safe, even if it means staying stuck in a life that doesn't fulfill you? No one can open the new door for you. No one can walk through it except you. And sometimes the bravest thing you will ever do is take one trembling step toward the life you have always been too afraid to claim. Let's be honest. How many times have you ignored that quiet, almost imperfect feeling that something just wasn't right? Maybe it showed up as a tightness in your chest, a subtle anxiety before a phone call, that uneasy pause before you said, I love you, and waited for too long for it to be returned. And yet, you stayed. You told yourself it was just a phase, that things would get better, that you were being too sensitive, too demanding, or worse, ungrateful for the love you thought you had. But here is the truth no one tells you. Your mind may try to rationalize a relationship, it will create elaborate justifications to keep you in familiar places, even when they hurt. But your body, your intuition, it never lies. Jung believed that intuition is the language of the unconscious. It is the quiet whisper from the deepest part of your psyche, trying to guide you long before your conscious mind catches up. And when you are in the presence of someone who is truly right for you, that voice doesn't scream warnings. It hums with calm. You don't feel like you are walking on eggshells. You don't constantly wonder where you stand. There is no exhausting mental gymnastics trying to decipher their mixed signals or calculate every word you say or say to avoid conflict. Instead, you feel peace. That's the difference. Real connection feels like home, not a battlefield. You romanticize intensity, the dramatic highs and crushing lows, the passion that burns bright but leaves you in pain and empty when it fades. But love, true, healthy, enduring love, doesn't demand that you suffer for it. It doesn't make you question your worth every day or feel like you are in a constant battle to earn affection. Love is not supposed to feel like a war zone. When you are with the right person, there is ease, there is a space for you to breathe, to be fully yourself without fear of rejection or punishment. There is a quiet knowing that you are safe, not just physically but emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. And if you are honest with yourself, you already know the difference. Your intuition has told you over and over again. The question is, are you finally ready to listen? Because peace doesn't always shout. Sometimes it is just a soft voice within that says, you don't have to live like this anymore. And that moment when you choose to trust that voice, that is when everything begins to change. If there is one truth we all need to face, it is this. You cannot attract when you are not ready to hold. So many people go through life searching for love, hoping someone will finally come along and make them feel whole. But love doesn't work that way. Until you heal the parts of yourself that feel unworthy, until you stop looking for someone to fill the voids you have left unattended. Every relationship you enter will be a reflection of your own unfinished business. You will either chase people who can't love you back, or you will push away the ones who do, because deep down you don't believe you deserve them. Jung believed that we don't meet others by accident. We meet them when we are ready to see the lessons they bring, the mirrors they hold up, and the truths they reveal about our own inner world. That's why healing is not something you do after you find love. It is what you must do before, so when love finally arrives, you can actually recognize it. And here is the beautiful part: when you become the most authentic version of yourself, when you stop apologizing for who you are, when you embrace every scar and every flaw, something shifts. You don't have to chase love anymore. You don't have to beg for attention or settle for less than you deserve. You become love, and from that place, the right person doesn't complete you. They simply come home to you, because now you are living as a version of yourself you were always meant to be: whole, at peace, open to receiving, not out of desperation, but from a place of quiet confidence and deep self worth. So ask yourself, am I waiting for someone to save me, or am I becoming the person who no longer needs saving? Because when you do that, when you finally come home to yourself, that's when love walks through the door effortlessly. If these words found their way to you today, maybe it's not by accident, maybe it's a quiet reminder that before you search for the right person, you must first become the right person for yourself. So, I invite you to pause and reflect. Are you still waiting for someone to make you feel whole? Or are you ready to stand tall in your own light, knowing that you are already enough? If this message resonated with you, I would love to hear your story in comments. Share your thoughts in the comments. Your words might be exactly that what someone else needs to hear today. And if you know someone who is searching for love but forgetting to love themselves first, share this video with them. Together, let's create a space where healing, growth, and authentic connection are possible. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for your time.